What are you doing?
I'm drawing.
You're drawing. So, what is a monopoly, son?
Something that's like, you explained it with restaurants. It's like a contest?
No, it's when there's mono means one, right?
Yes.
So, there's only one. Remember the movie that you saw where everybody was dumb?
Idiocracy.
Idiocracy?
Yeah.
Everybody worked in one company, right?
Yeah.
All right. In your great grandfather's time in Honduras, everyone worked in one company. They had different names for it.
Uh-huh.
One was called the plantation. They hired the native people to use a machete to cut down the bananas, right?
Banana.
There was another company that made boxes.
For what?
This was a Frenchman. He's still there. I was about to say I am the same age as his son, Francois. All right.
Uh-huh.
He owns the. According to what I heard, his father owned the box company. What did they make?
Boxes.
They make a very special box which had holes in it. Why? They put the bananas in.
So that oxygen comes in and they won't rot?
Good oxygen, but that's not the reason. So that the tarantulas could walk out of the box.
I'm not eating those bananas.
They're still here. The tarantulas used to walk out of the boxes. All right. Now, so there's the plantation. They grow the bananas.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the box company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the railroad company that takes the bananas from the plantation to the dock, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's another one, the ice factory. What do? For some reason, they needed ice, so they provided ice. So if you wanted to get a job, where would you work? Railroad,
Ice
ice,
or the plantation?
or the plantation cutting the bananas. Now, with the plantation, there was a big problem because men with machetes used to fight each other.
Uh-oh.
They would get into fights after they got paid. Like, you get paid this Friday, so now you go dancing and so on and so. And it became such a problem that 30 men would die in one weekend. So somebody had to go look for new workers.
And no one wanted to be a plantation
Right,
because of the fights.
yeah.
What
And
for?
then
To die? Die for bananas.
die for bananas. But what would happen is there are the new workers and there are the old workers, and they say, we're going to pay you so much. Let's say that even the company could decide, you're the old worker and we're going to pay you so much. The new workers, they start them out at the same rate. Is that fair?
No.
It's not. In the Bible, it would say it's not your business. You agreed to work for such 10 cents an hour, and if they want to pay 10 cents an hour to the new workers that don't have experience, well, that's the company and them. But people used to have fights, and so the new machete people with the old machete people used to have fights. Then somebody said, wait a minute, let's stop, this is 50-50. We might live or we might die. Let's not attack guys with machetes. Let's go after the guy that pays everybody.
Oh.
Both of your great-grandfathers used to do that. What did they do?
They went after the boss. And they
No.
killed him.
They were the guy with the money.
Oh.
They were white men. And they were in charge of paying,
The people.
like, yes, your maternal grandfather, great-grandfather.
Maternal?
That means from your, oh no, it's your paternal, it's my side. So he would sit on a table like this with his gun right here by his hand, right?
Of course.
And the money box,
A guy comes.
the money box right in front of him, and the book right here. And there was a long line of native people with machetes. All he would say was name, nombre, and he would write down 8 horas, 8 hours, 80 cents. Here you go. Take your money. But back then, with $2, you could buy a pair of shoes, pants, and a shirt, things like that.
Yeah.
So you work 10 cents an hour. I see something like a knife.
I tried to write super small for stainless steel, but
Very good drawing. So what happened with your great-grandfather? He said to me, if he had just touched that gun, his head would have been chopped off. He said it was just for show. Very serious, I will pay you. There is no math. It's
if he went for the gun,
yes, because the guy is standing there in line
he
with
has
his machete.
Hey, bro. Like,
Yes. So he says millions of dollars passed through here, and I didn't steal anything. That's why I have my fingers. That's what he said. Another thing that he used to do. Oh, but your other one. Some people say that he committed suicide. Some people say that the airplane disappeared. Some people say that the airplane
wait,
crashed.
what other one?
You have two grandfathers. One from my grandfather, right?
Mhm.
And okay, my mother's father is the one that paid people and lived. The other one died. Mysterious conditions. But they were targeted because they used to carry the money for the company, right? So that they could pay the employees. Now I remember when I worked and Francisco wanted me to be a boss and to be in charge and things like that, get the contracts and.
Yeah, you should have done that instead of be garbage, man.
But the thing is, I don't want to deal with that. But then, you know what your grandmother said, my mother?
What?
She said, there is no comparison between you being in charge of 5 to 10 men and your grandfather being in charge of 15,000. All right. There is just no comparison, right? I'm the boss of 5 men or 10 men, and
Your dad or your grandpa was the boss of 5 million.
yeah, right. I mean, there's so. All right. So, yet, who monopolized the subject on Taoism and sneered at anyone who suggested that there was more to it than what they told. I, the author, would come across such things as a description by the Taoist writer Zhuangzi of some tactics of swordsmanship, translated into nonsense by an authority apparently ignorant of even the basic precepts of Taoist martial arts, and I would ask myself if there weren't something that could be done about that sort of thing. I did find out that there was a teacher that could not type in high school, and he told the whole class that he was teaching the typing class. But
Yeah,
he
he
said,
could not type
read the
himself.
book and do what it says, because I don't know how to type. But you know what? He was humble. I'm not sure I would tell people. But
Well,
then
you're
how would
putting it on
how would I become in charge of the typing class? 39 words per minute was like the top A student, you know? Whoa, man, that freshman is fast. Nobody else can. I think 45 was it. Women, professional typists, some men too, but women, they go at 90 words per minute. They're just too fast. All right, so then one day, while quoting to someone from A.A. Milne's Winnie the Pooh, I got an idea. I could write a book explaining Taoism through the characters in Winnie the Pooh and the House at Pooh Corner. That would, it seemed to me, release Taoist wisdom from the grip of the over-academics and restore it to the childlike awareness and sense of humor that they had taken away. On being told of the idea, certain Eeyores, the donkeys, they advised me against attempting anything of the sort. Oh, no. That book won't sell, don't try it. But following the advice of Eeyores has rarely seemed a particularly good thing for me to do. Quite the contrary, if the Eeyores are against something, I tend to think there might be something to it. And so I wrote the manuscript. It was published, and that, I thought, was the end of the matter. But it wasn't. It was more or less the beginning. Before the Tao of Pooh, one would not have heard many non-scholarly or non-mystical Westerners discussing Taoism. But today, Taoist principles are described in publications on business, science, psychology, health, sports, music, art, writing, computer programming, and other subjects. They are discussed in corporate strategy sessions, high school and college classes, and other gatherings of various kinds. And according to what I've read and heard, the book most often recommended to explain Taoist principles is the Tao of Pooh, my book. Colleges use the book as a text on Taoism. Psychiatrists give copies to their patients. Ministers quote from it in their sermons. Chinese martial arts instructors read it to their students, and so on. I have even been told that some motel owners put it in their rental units. It would seem that the Tao of Pooh, also known as Le Tao de Pooh, Tao en licht Pooh, Nao Pooh Ja Tao,
Is that seriously what it says?
Well, I don't know how to pronounce it, but they're in French. I could spot French. I don't know the other languages. Probably Italian.
Well, let me try. Where? Okay.